going on, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Today I have another PU match. I am using the same team as I was a few videos back. Wanted to get at least one more battle out of these guys, but this is against Ozzy from Twitter, and this turned out to be a really good match. This is actually a really fun team to use, so we'll see how this goes. But looking at his team, I am afraid of some stuff like the Flareon. Also, honestly, the Bibarel could be problematic if that thing starts to set up. With that thing's simple ability, it can actually be pretty intimidating. Other than that, though, he's got some pretty decent walls with the Gourgeist and the Gastrodon, so let's go ahead and just hop into the battle here. Alright, so I was expecting him to want to lead off with the Ariados just for sticky web support, so I decided to go into my Mudsdale, and that's exactly what he does. He leads off with the Spider-Man, and at this point, he doesn't really have a whole lot to do to Mudsdale, which is perfect. And I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go right for the Earthquake, try to knock this thing down, get rid of that Focus Sash early, and then be able to pick that thing off. But he's actually just going to switch right into his Gourgeist. He plays it safe, and that thing's able to take any attack Mudsdale can throw at it. You know, Mudsdale's a little allergic to pumpkins, so I got to get the hell out of here. I don't really want to catch a Will-O-Wisp. That will be able to whittle me down, and I won't be able to hit too hard. So I am actually going to switch out here, and I decided to go into Starvin Marvin just because I'm expecting the Will-O-Wisp, and obviously I don't care about that because I'm a special attacker. Plus, I do actually have Dark Pulse to be able to pretty much take this thing out. So I do get burned there, but that's perfect because if there's anybody that's got to get burned, I suppose the man Marvin's the guy for the job. So I'm actually just going to go right for the Dark Pulse here. He actually ends up going for the Protect, essentially just to scout out what I was going to go for, stall out another turn of burn damage in that leftover. So this Jack-o'-lantern's pretty much just over here eating some leftovers creepily, just kind of staring at me as he knows that I have Dark Pulse, so I'm actually not expecting him to stay in here. So I'm actually going to go for the Psyshock as he actually ends up staying in and goes for the Leech Seed. So the Psyshock is not going to do very much damage to that thing at all, hits it for the physical defense, and after the leftovers he's looking nice, but luckily he did actually miss that Leech Seed, which was very fortunate for me. But at this point I figure no more going for predictions. I'm actually just going to stay in and go for another Dark Pulse as he actually ends up missing a second Leech Seed. So Gourgeist got to get some new glasses, can't see a damn thing. But that's pretty good news for me because Gourgeist was a problem to my team, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. So that is fantastic, as now he's going to bring back in the Ariados. I know that I can't really take a Mega Horn. I have a big ass head, and that's gonna, it's gonna hurt quite a bit. So I decided to switch into Mudsdale. Again, this Ariados really does not have a whole lot to do to Mudsdale. Plus, I get that stamina, just raises the defense one stage whenever you get hit, which is fantastic. And after some leftover recovery, it's looking like he is probably going to switch out, but I do decide to stay in here and just go for an Earthquake just to kind of scout out what his move is, as he actually ends up going into the Gastrodon. I figure this thing is probably special defensive considering his whole team composition, as the Earthquake does show it does a decent amount of damage there, which is pretty nice. As I do actually decide to conserve my Mudsdale. It's looking really decent against a lot of the physical attackers on his team, so I don't want to end up losing my steed early. So I am actually going to switch out here, and I figure now's as good a time as any to switch into the old Bananasaur. So obvious Grass type comes in against Gastrodon. He does not enjoy that, as he actually ends up going for the Toxic, which is perfect. I do have a Lumberry, so I'm able to just pop that right open, and that's going to heal up the old poison, which is nice. So Lumberry Tropius with Harvest is actually it ends up working out really well. This thing is difficult to set up. It's supposed to be a sweeper, but it just needs so many Dragon Dances. But yeah, so I know that this thing is going to want to switch out here. I'm expecting a switch into the Flareon, so banking on that, I decide to go into my Kingler, and I do end up getting the prediction correct. The Flareon comes out against the, trying to come in against the Tropius, but now he has to face this big-ass crab, so he does not want to catch this freaking Crab Hammer to the nose, so he decides to switch out, and he's going to go right back into the Gastrodon, which is a nice play. I decided to just go ahead and play it safe. This thing is going to get that Storm Drain, which raises its special attack, but I'm not really too worried. Gastrodon doesn't have a whole lot of offensive power anyway, so it's still easy to switch into. So I'm actually just going to stay in here and go right for the knockoff. I figure getting rid of those leftovers is going to be really nice, and it'll do some decent damage. So he actually ends up going for the Toxic and misses, so that's unfortunate. Yet again, he's having some decent misses on his side, which, you know, shit happens. But I'm just going to go ahead and bring in my boy Cartman. Fat Ass comes out as he is going to go for the Earth Power. Even with the special attack raise, I knew that I was going to be able to take that, which is nice. And here, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get the kill here, as I'm going to activate the old Breakneck Blitz. So look at Raticate's face. You do not want to anger Raticate, because you're going to get your neck broken, apparently. So Fat Rat goes ahead and slams right into the old Gastrodon, and that is going to be enough to take this thing out, which is perfect because now both of the walls are down, and it should go a little easier from now on as long as I can get some decent predictions going. So he decides to bring back in the Flareon. He already does have the Guts activated with the Toxic Orb there, so this thing can hit pretty damn hard. And I do want to switch out my Raticate here, as I'm just going to go right back into Budweiser, because defensive as hell, I can take pretty much any attack Flareon wants to throw at me. So he goes for the Flame Charge, That is going to do a decent chunk of damage. That is going to also raise his speed in the process, but I get that defense raised, and it's looking like I should be able to take a Flare Blitz after this leftover recovery. So he's getting hurt by his own poison over there, which is fine, and he actually just decides to stay in here and go for the Flare Blitz, decides to test it, but luckily I am actually max defense here, and I am able to live it with 9 HP, which is amazing. That stamina comes in clutch, and this allows me to fire off an Earthquake in return, and that is going to be a dead Flareon. So I think tried its best, but you know, against a Mudsdale, you're not going to be able to take that out unless I was kind of like a unique EV spread, I suppose. But honestly, using Mudsdale lately kind of opened my eyes to this thing. I've never used it really, but he turned out to be pretty damn fun to use, and you know, always some good times with this guy. So now he brings in the Bibarel, and honestly, I'm actually kind of afraid of this Bibarel because I know that with the simple ability, this thing gets up 1 curse, and it's going to be able to take like any physical attack ever. So he actually finishes me off with a waterfall there, as now I'm going to bring in my Tropius, and I really don't want this thing to start setting up on me, as he actually ends up going for the Swords Dance, which is honestly the better of the two. The two possibilities there. It's either Swords Dance or Curse, as I'm actually going to go for a Dragon Dance of my own. So we're both setting up here, and with the simple ability, it actually doubles the effect of stat changes. So this thing's at +4 attack now, as he actually still ends up outspeeding me, and he's able to finish me off with a return there. I kind of thought I was going to be able to outspeed after the Dragon Dance and then be able to get a decent amount of damage with the Leaf Blade, but unfortunately I go down, so Tropius is still not done shit, as this does allow me to go into my Gold Silvally, which is perfect. I know that I naturally outspeed, so he's forced to go for the priority move in Aqua Jets, as I am able to take that, and then I can fire off a Thunderbolt in return. So Electric Silvally coming in clutch there, and I did not get swept by a Bibarel today, so you know, today was a good day, as now he's going to bring in the Sand Slash, and I do actually have Ice Beam for coverage on this thing, so I figure I can get as much damage as possible now, and then Kingler should be able to kind of clean up here. So he goes for the Earthquake. He is able to take the Ice Beam quite nicely, and that is going to take out Silvally, which is fine though, because this boy did his job, and I'm proud of you, Silvally. Thank you for not allowing me to get swept by a Bibarel. So Sand Slash is over here eating some leftovers, and now I'm just going to go ahead and switch right into my Kingler, who will be able to outspeed, and Liquidation is going to be too much for this thing after the damage it took from that Ice Beam, which is nice. So down goes Knuckles. See you later, buddy. And it's looking like Kingler is able to finish off the match here, as his last Pokemon is going to be that Ariados. So it's still full health, but I should be able to take at least 1 Mega Horn from this thing, because you know, Ariados doesn't hit too hard, unfortunately for him, as he does have the Focus Sash, so he's able to take at least 1 Liquidation, and then he's going to go for a nice little Mega Horn there. He does connect, but Kingler is way too strong for that shit, and I'm able to live that. And then 1 more Liquidation is going to take care of the spider. So that is going to be the end of the match there. That was a pretty fun one. Always some swell times in PU. Honestly, I really like using this team as well. But I will be building some more teams for you guys in the near future. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that like button on this video if you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe for some more Wi-Fi battles. Peace out.